Good day, listeners. My name is Audrey Polton. Welcome to our last educational program in a series of 5. These programs are produced especially for grade 8 physical science learners. The main aim of these educational programs is to help the learners to understand some of the challenging content of this subject better. So listen carefully and enjoy. Stay tuned in as I take you through a conversation between Rusa and Martha, two best friends.
To what do I owe the pleasure of you calling me during my nap time? Drop the gossip already.
It's not always about gossip, my dear. Did you not listen to today's news?
I thought by now you know that I don't listen to the news. If only we had a television, then maybe I would watch news. Anyways, what's the news that got you all restless?
You know, for the past few days, it has been raining heavily in Katima Mulilo. So apparently, a man got struck by lightning and he died. And not only that, about 8 houses also got struck. And as a result of this, families are now homeless.
Serious? I
Yeah.
do hear about all these lightning stories, but I never knew it can really kill a person. It's very unfortunate to learn about this incident. But seriously, was it really this lightning that can be so destructive? Remind me again of the definition of lightning. You know, I don't have a very sharp memory. I already forgot the things we covered from last term.
Well, it just so happens that this lightning thing can be death of someone. In fact, lightning is a sudden electrostatic discharge during an electrical storm between electrical charged regions of the cloud and the ground.
Yo, it seems as if I'm hearing this definition for the first time. I still don't get how these charges form and how they even reach the ground.
Okay, let me simplify it for you. During a storm, the particles rub against each other and create a huge negative charge in the clouds. From there, the electrons at the bottom of the cloud are then attracted to the protons on the ground. Hope that answered your questions.
You sure know how to explain, Rusa? Well, you just answered my questions exceptionally well. Let me give you a thumbs up even. I could have given you a hug, but remember there is a social distancing.
You know how to say the craziest things in the history of crazy. Even if there were no social distancing, how will you give me a hug over a phone call? Huh?
Oh yes, for a moment I actually forgot that we're on air. By the way, I've been thinking, can lightning also strike down plants and animals?
Obviously. In fact, it's mostly trees that get struck by lightning.
And why is that?
A good reason might be that because they protrude from Earth's surface, especially tall trees. Therefore, this makes them frequent victims of direct lightning strikes. Another reason might be because charges travel faster in areas with less resistance, and trees have moisture. That can also be why they are more prone to lightning.
Right. So we can conclude by saying that a good way to prevent ourselves from getting struck would be if we stay away from trees during stormy rains. And I think we should then try to reduce our height, otherwise we'll be victims of this lightning.
That is so right. And another way to protect our buildings from lightning, especially the tall building, is by fitting them with a lightning conductor, which is also referred as a copper strip.
That sounds interesting. Please explain to me how this lightning conductor prevents the building from being damaged.
The lightning conductor ensures that the charges only flow through it, so that these charges will then be passed to the ground. Hence, no damage will be done to the building.
Oh wow! Science is such an interesting subject. I actually learned a lot from our call. Let me even tell my brother Kennedy about these preventative measures, since he mostly likes hiding under trees when it rains while he's herding the cattle.
I think we should have more of these educative calls instead of us always informing each other about pointless updates. Anyways, sorry for breaking your routine and taking up your nap time.
No props, girlfriend. At least I've learned a lot. Thanks, bestie.
Welcome.
Wow, so wonderful. That was such an interesting and amazing conversation between Rusa and Martha. Now let's go through what we've all learned from the conversation. Lightning was defined as a sudden electric discharge between electrically charged regions of the cloud and the ground. We also learned that during the storm, particles rub against each other and create a huge negative charge at the bottom of the cloud. Henceforth, the electrons at the bottom of the cloud get attracted to the protons on the ground. Another important thing we should take note of is that lightning can cause a lot of dangers. That is, it can kill people, trees can be struck down, and properties like houses can get damaged. However, they also told us ways on how we can protect ourselves from these dangers. Houses can be fitted with lightning conductors. We should stay away from elevated places during stormy rains. There are still many ways on how we can protect ourselves from the dangers of lightning. So I request that we research on those preventative measures so that we can ensure that we stay as safe as possible. Before I leave you to it, I would like you to name any other danger of lightning. Thanks for joining us. That was the last lesson from the series of lessons we had. From your host, Audrey Poulton, it's goodbye and please stay safe. Wash hands frequently, wear a mask and maintain social distancing at all times.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.